How's the first day with Pats?
It was good. It's good. Personally, you're just talking about from a perspective.
How did it go for you?
It's always good as a running back. First day, it's more realistic. It's hard to run the ball when you don't really know where your fits are and you know your assignments. So it's good to see really whether how the blocking is developing and how the holes are developing. So it was good.
When you look at this group, do you envision the running back group having different roles, each guy? Is there a guy who might be a third down back, or is it all, at this point, everyone's kind of doing everything within the offense?
You're talking to the wrong man for that one. Yeah, I don't make those calls. We got a lot of different guys, and we have different skill sets. But one thing with if I've been around Bobby Turner at all, he wants the running back to be able to do it all, to run, catch, block, fake. That's his thing. So you just you make sure that you're able to do everything the best you can, and you go from there.
You said you guys have different skill sets. What skill sets do you think they're maximizing out of you in the system?
It's a good question. I think it's too early to tell. I mean, I know personally, I try to pride myself on just toughness. Being able to do whatever, whether it's catch the ball in a crucial situation, whether it's get a first down, whether it's protecting the quarterback. So, me personally, I know that's a skill set of mine. So, I know leadership is something that I know I'm the oldest guy in the room. So, leaning on me to some of that veteran experience, I'm sure that's a big part of it.
Kyle said he tried to get you in Cleveland and Atlanta too. He got you down. Are you viewing this as a big opportunity?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I mean, that speaks volumes, and I don't take that lightly. It's been a long road for me, as it is for all the guys in the locker room. But it's something that I felt like in Washington there was a lot of things that were left undone. I got hurt in the middle of the season, and I wanted the opportunity to. I liked what Kyle was doing. I liked his style of offense. I liked working with Coach Turner, and I felt like if I ever got that opportunity, I would maximize it and take advantage of it. So, fortunately we were able to stay in contact to a degree. I just wasn't ready. So now that I'm ready, I'm gonna make sure I take advantage of the opportunity.
You seem really comfortable and confident running these outside zone stretch plays. What are the keys to running those plays successfully from a running back standpoint?
First of all, understanding the big picture. It's a lot of people think you can just put anybody in the system. And I remember my first experience in Washington. I didn't know really what I was doing. I was just using instinct, relying on instinct. But the more you understand his system, he always talks about this system. When you understand what other guys are doing, you start to understand how to set things up. You can be a lot more confident because you know what's going on. You're more in control of what's going on as opposed to just reacting. So I think just first of all, just understanding what you're doing and not just running. And then secondly, just being, it sounds cliche, but being tough. This is not a finesse system. You got to be able to, take a couple just 0-0 1-yard gains to set up some other things and not bouncing things back, not cutting outside. You got to be true to the system. You got to be true to the scheme. So if you understand what's going on and you set your mindset, hey, it may be the first half may look, it may be messy, but if I stay true to it, eventually we'll wear them down, and eventually some things will pop in the fourth quarter.
So a lot of, if I'm understanding you right, a lot of maybe first and second quarter runs are being used to set up something later in the game.
I don't want to give away Kyle's strategy, so I'll tread lightly. Good one though. That was good. That was good. But no, Kyle. If just being around him the time that I have and seeing, he always has a big picture plan. He's always preparing for the next. It's crazy to see him. We talked about it the other day. The call plays. He's calling plays out of multiple formations. He's always has a plan. He's trying to see different guys in different formations. He wants to get different runs in different formations. So he's always looking at the big picture, and he's always trying to set something up. The defense or other players. He's pretty genius when it comes to his scheme and putting guys in the right position.
Did you feel you were a natural fit for this scheme when you first learned it, or is there a significant learning curve?
It's hard to. That natural word is.
Yeah.
I tread lightly with that one because it takes a lot of repetition and a lot of practice with anything. But like I said, I pride myself on being tough, on toughness, and I'm not a finesse type running back, and so from that perspective, I could see, it does marry up with my skill set. But I still feel like as I'm coming, as I'm, these first couple of practices, even the last 2 years, breaking off some of that rust from the last couple of years being off, pass protecting today, a lot of the technique, a lot of the fundamental things that you just take for granted that before you could do them, just you feel like they were instinct. You almost got to get those repetitions, those repetitions at first in practice and then in the game, and that builds your confidence to where you can do things second nature again.
Well, a couple more guys. What do you think Carlos is focusing on as he learns the system?
Man, what do I think? I'm not in his mind. I don't know what he's focusing on. I know he's doing a heck of a job, and he's impressive. He's talented, but I couldn't tell you what he's focusing on. Probably being the best he can be.
Hightower seems like a coach that does not take anything. He doesn't take any less for anybody. He's like, I saw him kind of get on somebody yesterday. What is it about him as a coach that you like?
He demands your best. He's going to show up. He's going to be the same guy. I joked about him when I came on my visit here, and in the first couple of days, I said, "Coach, you haven't changed a bit," and he laughed. And I mean, that's for him. He takes pride in that. He gets players who calls him 20 years later, and he's saying the same thing. It's crazy. He says the same thing that he told them 20 years that he's telling us, from the standpoint of he's going to be the same guy. He's going to show up. He still gets excited to coach day one install that he's probably done for 30-something years, and he's coaching it like it's his first time coaching it. So he brings that energy to the room every single day. He brings it on the practice field every single day. So as a player, there's not really any room for I don't feel like it today, or I'm kind of going to go through the motions. You probably won't be here long if you're not giving your best every day. And you can look at it from a negative perspective, but from a positive perspective, if you're playing for Coach Turner, he's going to make sure you're in a position to be one of the best backs in the league, if not the best back, because that's just his expectations, and that's what he demands every day.
Has anything stood out to you about Joe Williams?
Say it again?
Joe Williams, has anything stood out to you about him?
Honestly, man, my focus is so tunnel vision right now, locked in. I respect all the guys. We got a great group of guys, but I can't really say I've necessarily particularly been watching him. I'm trying to make sure I know what I'm doing, and I'm ready to go. So, yeah.
That T-shirt, or is the team handing those out, or is that your own thing?
No, a couple guys on the team. Kyle talked about it in the first meeting, and one of the guys just started handing it out. So I don't know if it's our theme shirt yet, but anything's free and it makes sense. I'm with it. Yeah, for sure. All right, appreciate it.